Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective, where you get a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything. Happy Thursday. I decided today to do the Heal Yourself deck. And the reason I decided on that deck was because I thought, you know what, there's got to be a card in here that's going to come out that's going to be perfect to end the people-pleasing series that we just did. So if you want to see the longer version of this, or if you want to see how this particular card just popped out of the deck, you can check my YouTube page under the Aloha Perspective and today's upload for Thursday. Sorry, I'm losing my mind here. So anyways, the card that popped up was rejection. I know, you're like, that's weird. Why does that? But you know what? Stop and think about it. Rejection and fear are kind of the root of people pleasing. We don't want to, we're afraid, we fear being rejected. So we fall into these people pleasing patterns. And that is not good. That is not good. Because what I'm hoping as recovering people pleasers, all of us across the board have learned in these last 3 days is that we have a voice and our voice matters. All right. So let's read about rejection. Use rejection to grow, expand, and build yourself. Feeling rejected can disconnect you from your heart and soul and immobilize you. Rather than buying into rejection, focus on how you can grow, learn, and improve from your experiences. If you are a writer and you sent your articles or a book to a publisher and they have rejected it, then try to hone your writing skills and then send your work out to several other publishers. Use that rejection as a motivating force to succeed. If a person that you have feelings for or felt a deep love towards has rejected you, then work on healing your heart and recognizing that there is someone out there who is more suited to you. Many people use rejection as an excuse to close down, become suspicious, guarded, and give up. Then they hurt and reject others. They hide behind rejection and never give themselves an opportunity to take a leap of faith and find their life calling and heal. I'm going to read that part again because I think that one's the one that really should be hitting us all. They hide behind, we hide behind, right? It says they, but we hide behind rejection and never give ourselves an opportunity to take a leap of faith and find the life calling and heal. Find our life calling and heal. So I wanted to change those pronouns in there because I think it's really important for us to realize how we hold ourselves back. So by picking this card, you are being urged to hold yourself in a higher regard. Keep your heart open and trust that you have learned from your experiences and will not make the same mistakes again. So the action for this card is take a pen and paper. On one side of the paper, write down what you are afraid of, especially in terms of being rejected. On the other side, record how you can use rejection to succeed. Then take action with confidence that rejection can be your friend. So you're probably thinking, Shelly Marie, how can rejection be my friend? Well, I'll give you an example. So in the longer version of this, in the live version of this, I had a lot of examples. I had a lot of relatable experiences. It made the show a little bit long, but you know, that's kind of how the lives go. They just end up being long. But one amazing example is this. I remember before I did this, before I was an admin that I talked about, because I was an admin for a good long time, I was a pharmacy tech. I started out in retail. I moved, it's funny how each job came from being rejected and having my hours cut because people, like one person says, well, I have to do this because blah, 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 and they give you these lame excuses. So in the last job of my pharmacy life, when I was a pharmacy tech, licensed and everything, I thought it was my dream job. The fact that I love to write and the fact that I've always wanted to be a writer took a backseat to this because it was something I really enjoyed doing. And I realized now I should say, that it wasn't meant to be my life career. Okay, but my boss chose her friend, and by that I mean her friend was our newest worker. I had been there. I actually transferred up from San Diego to Orange County to work at this store, which is one of two reasons why I ended up here. And I thought, okay, and I thought I had longevity in this place, which actually they're gone now, but she decided to cut my hours because her friend had just bought a house with her husband. And I thought, wait, you know what? I have rent to pay, I have bills to pay, and I'm single and I'm doing this by myself. And I was in a relationship at the time, but they didn't pay my bills. I paid my bills. And so, there was an issue there, and I was given 2 weeks to make a decision, and I decided to quit. And they were surprised. They were like, well, wait, what? You're quitting? It's like, yeah. It's like, I need a full-time job, and the jobs that you said are out there, they're not hiring. And so I shifted. I found a temp place. I called a temporary agency, and I got placed in office work. And that's where my office work life began. But it wasn't just an office. It's where I met Sissy Joe. And Sissy Joe was very pivotal in a lot of decisions I made early on in my 20s that kind of guided me in different directions. And one of those directions was, at one point I had broken up with the person I was seeing at the time, and which was my last boyfriend. I know it's been a long, long time, but I broke up with them, and that is in the longer version of this show on YouTube. But if you're curious about it, and I needed friends, and that's where older sibling enters in. And you know how much I talk about her. You know how much I've really related my, my mental health and, kind of my still being on this planet to her not giving up on me, to her really kind of taking her own tools that she learned, having her own dinged up mental health, and helping me through mine, and helping me find this place now where I'm at, which is completely balanced. So a lot of times when we're talking about rejection, we have those feelings because, rejection is a form of grieving. You're going to grieve rejection, whether you lose a job, a relationship, a friendship, something that's of significance, including people. I think when we hear the word grieving, we mostly think of people that have passed away. But when we lose something, period, there's a grieving process there, and I don't think we think about that. And so we just we're either told, get over it, move forward, or we're told, don't, whatever, your feelings, our feelings are invalidated. And I want you to know that your feelings of rejection are valid, but do not sit in them. So I shared this in the longer video, and I want to share this now. You get to deep dive into my journal writing this morning. And I was really not in, I was trying to pick up my vibe this morning. So I started listening to this show, or this one video I'd saved from a couple years ago where people are reading a bunch of poems, and Rumi came up, and I love Rumi. So this is a poet from centuries ago, but it says, so I wrote here, Rumi has appeared in a video I'm watching about embracing the dark shadows, the shame and the guilt. Give them a place to share their woes, go in love with them, and send them off better than they arrived. So again, give them a place to share their woes and send them off better than when they arrived. And so in here I said, entertain the darkness, not give it a home. And I don't mean that kind of darkness. I mean, you're going to have your dark shadows, right? The shame, the guilt, the shadows. So entertain that, not to give it a home, but to give it the love it needs so that it will no longer feel dark to you. That's where the healing is. That's where we go in and we realize, I don't need to carry this shame. Whatever happened, and for whatever reason somebody decided that, this part of my life had to end, or the choice I made to make it end, I'm going to move forward. I'm going to take that rejection, and I'm going to figure out what I need to do to not feel rejected. And because I looked fear in the face and said, okay, I'm ready to make that leap of faith, and it's scaring the shit out of me because I'm not good at that, I thought, you know what? I have to do this. And boy, it got better. I landed in a good place. I landed around the right people. And I discovered new people along the way. So many new people along the way. It was just another part of my journey. And rejection is going to be a part of our journey. And yeah, it's going to hurt. Yeah, it's going to feel painful. But when we give it the space it needs and we give it the love it needs, we realize, hey, I can take this and I can move forward with it, and I can help use it to make me, see my value, to see my worth, to be around people who are going to see me and who are going to value what I bring to the table. Okay, so do the work on that. Take the pen and paper, write rejection on one side and what you can do on the other, and see how it goes. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend and have a great day.